Ever feel like your hamstrings are like stiff leather straps that no matter what you do, they just feel tight? Well, what if I told you that tight hamstrings might not be what you think?
Hey, it's Brodie and Alicia from Be Mobile Physiotherapy, and today we are busting some myths and showing you 2 exercises to help.
Here's the thing. When people say their hamstrings feel tight, that could mean 2 different things. Number 1, the sensation of tightness, or number 2, actual muscle length, what we'd call flexibility. And get this, they're not always related. You can feel super tight, but actually be very flexible. Or you might have the flexibility of a brick, yet feel totally fine. So if you do have poor hamstring flexibility, is it actually a problem?
Well, the short answer is not usually. As long as you can do all your day-to-day things like get up from a chair, bend over to tie your shoes, and get up from the floor, then you're doing just fine. But what about things like back pain or knee pain? Can't tight hamstrings cause that? Well, no, it's actually not clear that they do. Let's have a look at some of the research. This 2019 systematic review concluded that to date there is no solid research linking tight hamstrings to back pain. And while this 2024 systematic review showed that people with knee osteoarthritis or patellofemoral pain in their knee do have lower hamstring flexibility on average, we can't actually determine that that low flexibility was the cause of their knee problems, and in fact, it may have come after. So in most cases, low hamstring flexibility is not something you need to lose sleep over. Alright, so if your hamstrings feel tight but low flexibility isn't the issue, then what's actually going on?
That sensation of tightness is a bit like pain. You might have heard that pain doesn't always mean something is damaged. It's just your body's way of sending a signal, and sometimes it's overreacting. And tightness can work the same way. It could be your body saying, hey, you've been sitting around for too long. But other than getting up and moving, what's the actual solution to long-lasting relief?
Well, whether you actually lack flexibility or your hamstrings just feel tight from not moving around enough, you can't go wrong with hamstring strength exercises. Strength training, especially through a full range of motion, will actually improve both strength and flexibility. So if you've tried lots of stretching of your hamstrings without much relief, maybe you ought to try strengthening them instead. Here's 2 of our favorite hamstring strength exercises.
Exercise number 1 is the Romanian deadlift. Now this exercise looks very much like a toe touch stretch, but the difference is we're going to add some weight to really strengthen those hamstrings. I'm going to be using a kettlebell. You can use a dumbbell or even a backpack filled with books. So I'm going to grab my weight, and keeping it nice and close to my body, I am going to bow forward at my hips. And I'm going to go as low as I can until I feel a stretch in those hamstrings, or I actually reach the floor. So this is a movement that is really loading up those hamstrings through a full range of motion. Now, I like to think about keeping my legs fairly straight and my knees soft whilst I'm doing this movement. Now, I'm going to show you from side on. The essence of this movement is hinging forward at the hips. And a cue that I really like for this is thinking about shutting a car door with your bottom. So sticking that bottom out and then lowering that weight down as far as you can and then coming back up like that. So this is a fantastic exercise for building strength and flexibility in those hamstrings.
Oh, and by the way, if you want to get your whole body stronger, you can click the link on screen or in the description below to access a free full body strength workout designed by us physios for over 55s. Our second exercise is an elevated hamstring bridge. You might have heard of a glute bridge before, but this one's just going to target those hamstrings a little bit more. For starters, I'm going to do it with my feet on a step, but I'm also going to show you a higher surface as well, which is a progression. So flat on your back with your feet up on a step like this, and we're driving our hips up towards the ceiling, coming back down. So you can see that's working the glutes, but definitely those hamstrings as well. And in fact, the further you move away from the object, the more you'll feel it loading up those hamstrings. So it's a great way for building strength there. Now, as I said, you can make it a little bit harder by putting your feet up on something taller. So if I put my feet up on, say, a couch or the arm of a couch, and then do the same thing, I'm now working through a much bigger range of motion. So it's really targeting those hamstrings and building lots of strength. Lastly, for either of these versions, you can add a little bit of weight to even up the challenge a bit more. So a dumbbell works well. You can hold it at your hips here and drive up. Of course, if you don't have a dumbbell, just grab any other heavy object lying around and you can do it. So there you go. That is the elevated hamstring bridge. You can do it to build strong and flexible hamstrings.
So next time your hamstrings are giving you that tight, cranky feeling, take a moment to ask yourself, is this a flexibility issue or just a message to move? Either way, these exercises are likely to help.
If this video helped clear things up, hit that like button and make sure to subscribe for more sensible, science-based tips for staying active and mobile. We'll see you next time.